Hiya Youtubers, I am JabeerIni and I'll be showing you today how to brew this beautiful beer at home. People would normally brew their beer and then they will follow up and show you how it came out. The thing is that the first time I brewed this beer, I didn't record it. It was because I had only brewed one batch. This is actually my second batch. The first one came out really good, so I thought it was luck. You know, the first timer luck. And then I brewed the second beer and it came out so good that this made me want to actually create a YouTube channel and share with you how easy it is, even for a very, very, very unexperienced beginner, to actually homebrew beer. So to give you an idea of what I'm talking about, this is a red IPA. This is a recipe that I came with on my own, basically, after reading some blogs here and there, and particularly a book that I would encourage you to read. It is called Homebrew Beer. It's written by Craig Hughes, and it was wonderful. If you're a beginner like me, you can find very useful information on types of beers that you can brew and the proportions and all that stuff. So let's try the beer. This has been bottle conditioning for a month now, but I have tried it earlier. Even the first week bottle conditioning, it was already good. It has improved, certainly, more carbonation and stuff. Let's go. You see, that's the sound we like to hear. And now you'll see the color. Okay, I poured it really carefully so it won't show too much head. Particularly, I don't like beers with, you know, a lot of head. You can see the color, and I'm not really sure if you can see the carbonation bubbles, but it's full. This is for you to have an idea of the beer. It is. Probably this is the best way for you to actually see the bubbles and the actual color of the beer. You can see that it's not clear, entirely clear, I would say. But definitely it's a nice beer. Now, for the all grain police, yes, this is all grain. The first thing that I really liked, since it was actually fermenting, was the aroma it has. It has an amazing aroma. If you like hoppy beers, this is the first thing you're going to notice. It's very fruity, and I could barely smell any malt. Normally that's what you sort of want in an IPA. It's just beautiful. It's amazing. I mean, I'm really telling you, if I found this on the supermarket, I would definitely buy it again. I won't compare it to some existing IPAs, but I'm definitely telling you this is a recipe it's worth trying if you are an IPA fan. Regarding the color, this can be a subject for discussion. I'm not experienced at all with specialty grains, so I'm not really sure if CaraRed would actually add any flavor, or if it's only a matter of color. And Munich makes it sweet, not too sweet, not like a sweet beer, but definitely it is good to balance with the Progress, or Progress balances the sweetness of Munich. It has a lot of body, it's really dry, and it's refreshing. What actually gave me the idea of naming it Summer, because it's gonna be really, really good on summer. I can picture myself having a couple of these during summer. Even if it's not summer, I'm already drinking it. It's really good. So that's it. Let's go to the kitchen. Alright, so here we are the night before, and it's really simple. What we're going to do is we're going to measure 100 grams of CaraRed, and we're going to cover them with water and leave them in the fridge overnight. That's as simple as that. Set it to 0. And then you measure 100 grams. Fantastic. Put the grains inside the pot. And you just cover it with water. Put the lid on, and you put it in the fridge. Alright, so here we are in the kitchen, and I'll give you a quick overview of the equipment and ingredients we will use. So first off, water. What we're actually interested in is the vessel, because we're focused on small batches, remember. And I've seen people using this this method, like Big CQ, for instance. Cheers, Big CQ. This will serve you for fermenting, and you can also obviously use the water that's in it. Then the grains. We have Munich. We also have CaraRed. It has been sitting overnight. You can see that it has already transferred a lot of its color. We will use the following hops. First, Progress. We're going to be using these for bittering. And then we will use both of these, Chinook and Amarillo, in equal quantities several times during the boil and then for dry hopping. We'll use this. It's not mandatory, but definitely this is good. Protofloc tablets. This is a natural ingredient. It's made of seaweed, and it basically, what it does is it fines your beer, so it makes it clearer. Stirring spoon, you don't have to buy one of these. You can use a regular one, the one you have in your house. Muslin bag for the hops, the dry hopping. A grain bag for the mash. An airlock. This is not mandatory. You can just not use it, but I think it's better to use it. And they're not expensive, so I would recommend. And last but not least, your sanitizer. You basically just spray your equipment and or submerge your equipment on it in a bigger vessel or pot, and that's it. It doesn't require any rinse. So after you use it, immediately 60 seconds after that, you're good to go. And of course, a big pot. You're gonna need this. For a small batch like this, you don't need such a big pot. You could use a smaller one. Insofar as it holds at least 5 liters, you're good to go. This is more comfortable. So if you have this already at home, or if you can put your hands on it, then good. So let's go. The first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put my grains in the grain bag, and at the same time I am going to pour the whole content of this. This is 5, if I'm wrong, yes, it's 5 liter, and we're gonna heat that water up to 65 degrees, which actually reminds me that I haven't shown you a key piece of equipment that you will need, a thermometer. I would definitely recommend using one. You can save money everywhere else. Don't save money on this, because this is going to make a huge difference in your beer. And yeast. Don't save on yeast. I forgot the yeast. Let me show you the yeast. So I promise to be more organized in next week. This is the yeast that we'll be using. It's Monton's Premium Gold yeast. But we're actually going to use only half of it, because this is for a whole batch of 23 liters. It doesn't really make sense to divide this into 5. You're not going to overpitch your wort if you use half of this. So that's it. Let's get brewing. Okay. So now our water is at 65 degrees, and I've put the whole content of the Munich. This is 1 kilo, and in it goes. And now it's time when a timer is useful, because now we will need to leave this like that for 60 minutes, which will give us time to sanitize the equipment. Oh wait, it's already sanitized. That's one of the advantages of small batch brewing. By the way, since we have some time while we wait for the starches to convert into sugar in our pot, I'm going to open another one. But this time I'm going to give it a pull. Very good sign. And this time I'm going to pull it. So you can see that it does have a very nice head, actually. It's not a velvety head. So you can see we have more than a finger, actually, more than a finger head. I would say a thumb, and just like the other one, it's beautiful. This I didn't make a small batch, I made a full batch. This is why I'm drinking a lot of them. But the idea is that this batch that we're brewing would taste just like this. That's definitely a challenge. I'll save a couple of bottles of this batch for us to compare in the future when that batch is ready, so we can see if there is actually a difference between one and the other, or how close they are, because I'm really sure there will be a difference. If I didn't find a difference, then definitely I've got a gift, but it's not a gift for sure. If you like cooking, this is just as easy. Cheers! So, just to give you a quick update on how things are going, the temperature this whole time for almost an hour now, it has been always 65 degrees. You can see the color it's amazing. Now, there's a lot of sugar in there for sure. And the smell is amazing. One question for the experts. It smells like malt, but it also smells like chamomile. Do you have an idea why? To me, it's a pleasant smell. It smells really, really nice. Okay, so 1 hour has passed, and these grains are ready to be taken out. You can use a pasta strainer or anything. Basically, what you want to do is to take out the grain bag. I'm gonna leave that sitting there for a minute or two. So here I have more or less a liter of boiling water. You don't want to pour it too fast. You want to try to be as gentle as possible so that it spreads well between the grains, and you can actually take as much of the goodness as possible. And it really pays to be patient in this stage. It's not the most amazing or entertaining thing to do. Actually, it really pays because this will determine the original gravity of your wort. So you definitely want to have maximum efficiency. You want to have it as higher as possible. Otherwise, well, you're just wasting some of the sugars. And your beer is going to be low in alcohol. And that's an important fact to take into account. Okay, so now it is about to start boiling, and this is the way I saw Lakey Bloke do it. Lakey Bloke, a nice folk. He's got a YouTube channel on homebrewing as well. I would highly recommend. In the description below, you'll find a link to his channel. Leaving the CaraRed overnight was his idea. So what you do is you pour your grains in a strainer. Let me do it the other way around so you can see better. There's not too much to see, actually. Let me use a spoon for this. I'll definitely need a third hand. Okay, no, it's okay. Okay. So you pour your grains, your CaraRed, in a strainer, regular strainer. And here I've got about half a liter of boiling water. Again, if anyone has a clue on why these grains aren't supposed to be treated like the rest of the grains, I would appreciate it. Any comments that you may have on this? I'm just curious on why you don't actually treat them the same way you have treated their brothers. It's a matter of equality. That was a joke. Not one of my best jokes, but definitely that was a joke. Okay, so now all we do is just wait until until we get a running boiling. Now comes the funny part. Stay tuned. Okay, so the wort is boiling now. It's time to set our timer to 1 hour and add our first hops. These ones are, as you may remember, 10 grams of Progress for bittering. In they go. And now we start our timer. These guys will be boiling there for an hour, which is the whole duration of the boiling. It already smells amazing. You wouldn't believe it. I wish you were here. And all we have to do is wait 30 minutes, enjoying a nice homebrew. Cheers! Okay, so here we are in the last 25 minutes of the boil. So now it's time for our first addition of Chinook and Amarillo. And in they go. You can immediately smell these hops. It smells amazing. It smells really fruity already. Okay, so now we're in the last 10 minutes of the boil. We will add simultaneously the last 2.5 grams of Amarillo, last 2.5 grams of Chinook, and there it is, a quarter of a tablet of Protaflock. Okay, so it's time to turn this off. It's all done now. Since this is a small batch, it is going to be really easy to get this to 20 degrees. Okay, so after stirring this vigorously for less than 10 minutes, I would say it took me only 5. I've gotten this wort from 100 degrees because it was boiling to 23, I guess it was 23 and a half just a minute ago. That's good enough. Now I will pour it in a separate pot so we can get rid of the hops. And for that I'm going to use a strainer. So now one of the last things we do before pouring this into the fermenter and pitching the yeast is actually taking a hydrometer reading. This is a hydrometer. To learn more about this instrument and how it works, visit Craig's too. The link is in the description below. So let's see how it goes. Sometimes it helps if you make it spin. Okay, so it's 1071. That is good. That's good. That's gonna be a very nice, strong beer, above 5% alcohol by volume. That's good. This is the exact same value I got the previous time. So, guys, it is worth taking notes, paying attention to temperatures and proportions. Really glad. So now let's pour this into the fermenter. Now we have it bottled. It's here. It's 4 liters. If you get less than this, all you have to do is top it up with water. In my case, it came out really good. It's actually a little bit more than 4 liters, but that's good. That's gonna make some lovely 8 pints of beautiful beer. I drilled a hole on it. It's for the airlock. So now I spray my hand with a little star sand, and then I will shake it. The reason why you want to do this is to aerate the wort. When you boil the wort, it loses oxygen, and the yeast needs oxygen to ferment this. And this way you'll be sure that it's got enough oxygen for the yeast to work properly. So with this, I think it's enough. Do you remember that sachet of yeast? Well, I divided it in 2, and in it goes. Okay, there it is. Regarding dry hopping, I changed my mind. The muslin bag wouldn't fit properly here, so I'm just gonna add them like this. And the only thing left to do is to put this. This is an airlock. So what you do is you carefully pour water on it like this. And that's it. So okay, this is it. We will leave this fermenting for about a week. The previous batch I made, it took 10 days at a temperature of 18 degrees, between 18 and 20 maximum. So what I did is I kept it close to our radiator, and the room temperature I kept it in between 18 and 20 degrees. Alright guys, and this is how you go from this to this. In a matter of days it will be ready to bottle. I'll keep you posted. I'll probably shoot a video on me bottling it for you to see what I did. It's really simple, it's really straightforward. I'm happy to have finished this video, and I'll be doing one each week. It's amazing. You really gotta try it. You really gotta try this recipe and tell me what you think about it. If you like hoppy beers, if you like IPAs, if you like Scottish IPAs, this is a recipe you definitely want to try. If you know any Scottish ale or Scottish beer made with Munich, please let me know in the comments section below, because I'm really willing to try it. This is a flavor that I've never tasted before. This is something you really gotta try. Try it, try it, try it, try it. So see you next week. Cheers and beers.